Here's something that might surprise you. Most of what's being sold as inner work today isn't actually inner work at all. You've probably seen it everywhere, like those shadow work journals and workshops that promise trauma healing or inner child courses and archetypal branding that reduces Carl Jung's life's work to personality quizzes. And these buzzwords are kind of being slapped on everything from morning routines to success coaching, but they're often completely missing the point. And the problem with this superficial approach is that it promises transformation without doing the actual work of transformation. I'm Arrabella Schippers, and I created the Path of Inner Work coaching because I've seen how much confusion there is around what this process actually involves. So today, I want to cut through the noise and give you a clear picture of what inner work really is and why it matters if you're seeking genuine life transformation. So most of us are living on autopilot without even realizing it, and reacting to the world around us based on programming we picked up through our experiences, carrying around beliefs and patterns that shape our reality. You know that feeling when you snap at somebody and then you think, why did I do that? Or when you find yourself in the same pattern over and over again? That's your unconscious programming running the show. Inner work teaches you how to meet the world more authentically, instead of responding to it from ingrained beliefs and patterns that you're not even aware of. It brings light to those unconscious patterns and gives you a way to work with your experiences so you can become more grounded and present. It helps you feel more comfortable in your own body, communicate differently, both to yourself and others, and fosters deeper wisdom and consciousness. Think of it as learning to respond from conscious choice rather than compulsion. Now, before we go deeper, let's clear up some major misconceptions that keep people stuck. Inner work is not just like journaling or filling out a journal like a survey. Journaling can be a beautiful tool in this process, but just writing in a notebook every morning isn't automatically inner work. And this is the same with meditation. Yes, meditation can be part of the process, but just trying to quiet your mind or listen to a guided practice without learning how to direct and expand your mind isn't going to transform your unconscious patterns. So this isn't about spiritual bypassing, where we pretend everything is just love and light and avoid the messy, difficult parts of being human. It's about growth and authenticity. And another thing that most people don't understand is that inner work doesn't have a concrete destination. This isn't a program where you graduate and you're done. Programs like the Path of Inner Work are just the beginning, where you learn how to continue growing consciously. The transformation happens through changes in your awareness and behavior, rather than in completing tasks. And this process isn't linear. It evolves with you and around the work you need to do to bring light to the places that need growth. And we do it with kindness, compassion, and support, which is the only way to truly grow towards wisdom. One of the biggest things that sets Path of Inner Work apart from many of the other programs is that it takes a practical approach to real life. As someone with over 20 years of experience in health and fitness, I can tell you for sure that real inner work isn't just about sitting with your thoughts. It's about being in your life and in your body. When you're disconnected from yourself, you often neglect your body or push through signals it's sending you. Maybe you're exhausting yourself and neglecting your health, or you're stuck in the same relationship conflicts over and over, or no matter how successful you are in life, you still feel a little empty inside. So inner work helps you listen to those signals and respond with care instead of control. We evaluate your actual needs and what's accessible to you, then develop habits for nurturing your physical health and well-being. Exercise that works for you, rest that restores you, and nutrition that meets your needs, and alignment with your values. The Path of Inner Work is embodied, connecting physical wellness and deeper inner work. We use breath work, somatic exercises, and create rituals for connecting to your body and the present moment. Your body holds wisdom and truth that your thinking mind can't always access. And real transformation happens when we include the body in the process and not just try to think our way to change. So one of the biggest shifts I see with clients is when they develop a compassionate relationship with themselves, suddenly they're able to show up with that same compassion in their relationships with others. Through this work, people develop improved communication and less reactivity. And instead of getting triggered and responding from old wounds, they learn to pause and choose their response. They develop the ability to consciously shift patterns towards healthier dynamics instead of being stuck in the same arguments and disconnections. Now, this brings me to what inner work really is about. Redefining what's truly important to you from the inside out. It doesn't diminish your career, your goals, or your identity. It helps you see that you as a person are much more than the roles that you play in life. We focus on identifying things like your ego patterns, your persona or social mask, your shadow, and the archetypal patterns that unconsciously influence behaviors and thoughts. We address how you show up in various roles so you can become more intentional in your life. The change happens within rather than being measured by external success metrics. And that's the biggest difference between inner work and traditional goal-setting career coaching. So if this resonates with you, you might be wondering, is this work for me? And honestly, only you can answer that question. But I can tell you about the people who tend to be drawn to this type of deep exploration. They tend to be seekers and deep thinkers who know there is something more about themselves to be learned. They are often in therapy or seeking therapy. They're going to retreats and exploring other personal growth approaches, but still feel there's something deeper, something that addresses the unconscious. So if you're feeling that restless sense that there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing, and if you're tired of reacting from old patterns, if you're ready to meet yourself and life more consciously, then inner work might be calling to you. This isn't about becoming perfect or fixing something that's wrong with you. It's about becoming whole, becoming wise, and learning to live from your authentic center rather than from fear or conditioning. The path of inner work is designed for people who are ready for this kind of deep, transformative exploration. If you want to learn more about what this journey looks like, visit my website. I'll put a link in the description. And if you're feeling called to explore whether this work is right for you, reach out to me to schedule a free consultation. Thank you and be well.